Hello, and welcome to another, well, we'll say it a little different episode for my channel. This is what we will call the original motor house. Built the storage building first, thought this was going to be the garage area, and ended up building what everyone else sees on my channel where I do the work. So this became storage building. It is a 40 by 60 building filled with the rest of the collection. And people have asked and been wondering about where are the rest of the cars and where are the future projects coming up. So it's time to introduce the rest of the collection. This is, we'll say, fairly new. It's only, I've had it for a few years. 1959 TR10 from Arizona. I think, Arizona. Purchased this. My wife wanted a 59 to go with her 58 because her dad had a 59. And the engine needs a complete rebuild. Body is not bad. No rust, which is fantastic because it was a West Coast car and very dry. But it has the options that came on a 59 that did not come on a 58. So that's a future project. And we'll go to the oldest car here, which is a 1936 Mercedes-Benz 170V Cabriolet A. Yeah, that's a long description, but that's exactly the way you have to discuss the car. My father bought this in '65 from the paperwork that I have, and he passed it down to me before he died, along with 3 other cars from his collection. And he regretted never getting to this car. So I will say it's a very good representation. It's unmolested. It's the best way I could describe it. It has issues, age, but it's all there. And there's a lot of things to do. This is the restoration I was going to start before I got the 7. This was next in line. This is where I was headed to. And it'll be done. It moves to after the 7 now. But I would really like to get this car done. And the engine turns free. There's a lot of rust on the back. We'll see if I can get a shot of the inside here. See how well it goes. Turn around for the dash. But I really am hoping to get to this next. In general, it had a last time it was tagged was 61, and it had an accident, was rear-ended, and it went off the road. That's the best we can get out of it. It went off the road. But I have a lot of the parts to repair it. I have the rear, sorry, trying to get around the cars. It's a shuffling. This is a storage building. We'll come around here. Put a little light on the subject. You probably can see the crumple. I have new fenders. And I have a new floor pan for the back. And that gets a good start to doing it. Now, the major issue besides that is, let's see, what should be here is a wooden frame that goes from side to side. And let's see if you can see some of the wood over there. Sorry for the dust. You have to understand how long this thing's been sitting around. And that part of the wood is gone, and I have to reproduce that because it's something you just can't find. So, well, if in-depth in that for another time. Spare 907 engine they picked up. Let's see how this works. Maybe how to do this. I can need to back out and maybe get a better shot. Okay, 73 Europa Twin Cam Special. My first Lotus. The first one I ever bought. And that was, let's say, around 1990. Let's just do rough figures. And after driving it a while in during the winter, midwinter, just in the beginning of January, going around a turn, something happened, and I went off to the right, then off to the left, and ended up into a telephone pole. So it did a lot of damage in the front and messed up the chassis. So I kept it. And then I bought my second Lotus, restored it in hopes to get back to this one day. And I started doing some of the fiberglass work. And then I was able to find, let's see, where is it? Where is it? Okay, it's up inside. That is a corner from Lotus. So that has to be grafted on, and eventually this car can get back on the road. And I'll, you can see on the front bonnet the crumple. All right, so I'm here. Well, let's look. Let's see if I can get the lights on. Various wheels, but Elite, Esprit. There's some, I think, some Rolls tires back there too. This is a twin cam chassis with a 4-speed, and I purchased this as a running chassis. The gentleman bought a Spider chassis and was going to do an aluminum engine, V8 in it, and he didn't need any of that. So I picked that up many years ago, and it's just been oil treated and stored, ready for future. 74 Elite, serial number 74, just to make it interesting. I started that restoration project. I guess we'll call that my third Lotus. And I got to where I was ready for paint. How's that? And didn't find anybody at the time to do the paint work. So the car sat. And we'll look down here. There is the chassis. The engine was completely rebuilt. The transmission completely rebuilt. Everything painted. Everything ready to go back. Everything new. So it's just a matter of paint, and that one could come back in line. 58 Triumph TR10 parts car. So Elite. Let's see. That one. Oh, parts car. There's two of them over there. I'll get over there, but 2 Europa bodies, just parts. Found them, didn't pay much for them, but in hopes that if I couldn't repair the original body, that one of these would be in better shape. So we'll see if I can walk around here. Let's see, one of the Elites, the engine was in pieces. Let's see if I can go around. And we'll make a stop here. An M100. Have a title, but we're going to really call this a parts car, unless you could find the parts to repair it. That's some of the minor damage on the body. There's major damage on the other side. And it needs glass, windshield, side. It needs a lot. But it runs, it drives. In that respect, it's good in the future if I could find the parts and figure out how to get the panels changed out, because there are specialties. That's an in-depth thing in the future. That loader, skid loader, of interest to some people, if they are. If not, I know it's not a Lotus, it's not a car, but it's a 1960 M400. Melro, M for Melro. And you're looking at the first model skid steer made. The first model that they actually put 4 wheels on and were able to use, we'll say, the controls to turn it around by skidding the tires, which every other skid steer now is based on this design, how it originally started. Thanks to the Keller brothers that started working for Melro, and then Melro came out with this, and then after this, the model after this was called the Bobcat, and the name stuck. So after this, the loaders after this were called Bobcats. Strange, but that's it. Some supplies that I have for doing building if I ever want to. All right. Let's see. This Elite with stuff on it. It's a storage building. It happens. Yeah. I bought this up northeast. Didn't pay a lot for it. All these things I did not pay a lot for. That's the nice thing about having a storage building. You find a really good deal, you go get it, and then you put it in storage. So this one, father, son started restoring it, and then kind of, I guess, they lost interest. Let's see, the dashboard is out of it, and I don't know if they did it or they were trying to work through what somebody else did, but we'll say a previous owner cut out the entire wiring harness and replaced it all with one color wire and used number tags to consider what they were. So I think everything got lost in the process of trying to. It's blue. Let's see. Maybe I can. I see. All right. Do you see that is part of the center console and how it was rewired, which makes a lot of craziness in it. The other one over there, which is currently looks white, used to be purple, and the engine was toast. It was in pieces in the back, and I think I might have paid $100 for the car, just as it is. So it became parts. So both of these two are parts, and either one of these could give parts to make the white one a good car. Sorry to have to get around things. A +2, not mine. Friend's car. I'm storing it temporarily for him while he relocates some things. So it's in nice dry storage. And lots of storage around here. Parts for the Elite. There's the engine for the Red Europa. That's back there, and the transmission, 4-speed. Lots of other parts. Let's see. My brake lathe, which maybe once, maybe twice a year I might need, but I have it and can do my own brakes. Turn them. And there's a whole selection of parts and spares in here for different things. So that's the basic motor house. The first one, where I keep the storage. These are the future projects. And the parts for the future projects. So, gives you an idea where my channel might head in the future for doing work. Okay, have a good day. The white Elite is tucked away on dollies, easy to move around, and if you notice, all of the cars out here on the floor are on dollies. Easiest way to move things around. And anyone who's interested in some information about how to plan and build a workshop, like you've seen in my previous videos where I have my shop, I'll be more than happy to give some ideas if there's interest and explain how I planned out my shop.